Mohun Bagan are one of those clubs that you would just associate with Indian football due to, of course, the legacy, the long lastingness, and the lot of glory that they have brought to Indian football over the years. Unfortunately, for fans of one of the biggest clubs in not just India but Bengal too, you could very well be facing at a lengthy ban from continental competitions after a forfeiture in a recent match, which many thought would cause the club no trouble but has now proven to be far more troublesome than anticipated. Let's first take a look at the context of the entire situation before getting to what the punishment could potentially be. The context is very simple. They were set for an AFC Champions League Two game against a club called Sepahan SC. Now, this club are based in Iran, and the Indian club actually refused to travel to Iran in this particular case. And whilst it was seen that they cited security reasons as being one of the concerns, unfortunately, according to AFC rules, they are now considered to have forfeited the match. Now, a forfeiture usually comes with two major, let's say, punishments. You are handed a fine of at least 50,000 US dollars, and worse, you are then considered for a lengthy ban, unless, of course, it can be seen that your reasons for forfeiture are very, very legitimate. It is worth noting that a similar situation had come about last year as well, and Mohun Bagan had refused to travel to Iran, but at that point in time, their situation was seen as understandable. And why that exactly is the case and why there's a difference in this year, well, let's consider why that is the case. Now, last year, that was seen as a force majeure kind of a situation. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the term, it basically means that they were seen as exceptional or unforeseen circumstances that left the club with no choice but to actually not travel. And yes, the security situation last year was definitely very bad, but this year there have been two other teams who have traveled to Iran for AFC related competitions, and they've had no problems whatsoever. Of course, one thing in case you're wondering is that what this ban, will it come into effect? Should it come into effect? Will it be impacting just Bagan, or will it be impacting other clubs in India? The answer to that is that it will only impact Mohun Bagan. Other clubs in India are not going to be impacted because it is handed out on a club-to-club basis rather than on a confederation basis. But it is still unfortunate news for Mohun Bagan because they were seen as having legitimate reasons for not wanting to travel, but the AFC has said that no, it's not going to be the case. And it's not just the AFC, because Bagan actually took their case to the Court of Arbitration for Sport as well, and even CAS turned them down, saying that look, 2024 was different. This year you've seen teams go there and you've seen teams be able to manage to play their games and get out just fine. So this time around you can't be using that as a reason. Of course, Bagan's argument was that whilst what the AFC considers safe doesn't necessarily comply with international travel regulations, because there are a lot of nations who are not considering Iran as a safe place to travel right about now. The argument ended up falling on deaf ears. More so than anything else, so the biggest losers from this all are Indian football. You do get clubs playing in the AFC Champions League Two, which is of course the second tier competition, but now you could very well see Bagan actually get banned from playing in that, even if they manage to qualify through whether it be the league or whether it be the cup competitions. You'll not be able to see them, which is a shame because Bagan are one of India's most successful legacy clubs, but one can argue that they brought the situation upon themselves by not actually taking care to ensure that if they were to miss the match, then they'd have circumstances in their favor. It hasn't aligned for them, and therefore it is really a case of if you've done the crime, well then now you've got to do the time. But that's just my take. What do you guys think? You can let us know that in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap the bell icon, follow us also on social media. We're on Instagram, X and Facebook, and don't forget to stay tuned for more such updates from the world of sport.